what we're gonna be doing today is called an Italian bob. Let's get in and cut some hair together. The way that we're gonna start off the haircut is we're gonna work the FSE digital haircutting system sectioning. Of course, I'm gonna follow the bridge of the nose and go center part straight down back to the crown. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna then shift. So we've split the left and right side, and now we're going to work to split front and back. So I go high point of the head down, and I'll comb the front of the hair forward, and I'll slide my clip up under. So now we've separated front and back. Do the same thing on the other side. There we go. So a vertical line from the hairline straight up through. Those of you guys that are new, you'll understand that we're working with the same densities. So I wanna make sure that where the hair goes up and then starts to come over, that's where I'm sectioning it. So behind the ear here, and then all the way over, that's the same density, same amount of hair. And then in the back, when you look underneath, this density here, all the way around to the other side is the same amount of hair as well. And that helps me control when I'm thinking about how I want to go about a haircut, knowing what density I'm working with at that moment. Tilt the head down, and now we are going to part the hair straight down, center back. So now I'm gonna work from just below the occipital bone over. And I'll comb the rest of this hair to the side and clip it up. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side here. Okay, so now our guest here has a little bit longer neck. It's not too long. So what we're going to do is we're gonna go nice and low on the neck here and cut it right about this length. I wanna drop it a few inches below the jawline. All of my partings follow the jawline. So the parting comes through here and along where the jaw is. And that's how I'm gonna continue taking those partings. And that's going to be the same way that I mimic my line in the back. It's gonna flow through and just go a little bit short to long, following the jawline in the back. So another thing, make sure we are doing when cutting hair. When I'm standing behind my client, my goal is to keep my feet right over my shoulders. So my feet planted right over my shoulders, and then I squat down to then get my eyes level with the section. I'm never like this, right? Because I wanna make sure that my eyes are looking at the line. If my eyes are crooked, it's very hard for me to see a straight line or a flat line here. Now I've got my partings to use as a guideline. You've got your eyes nice and level to the section. Come in here, just like that. And I'm gonna work. I use the comb to hold the hair steady in a line. If I just go in here and cut, it's gonna push. So you see how it starts to push that hair a little bit? If you hold it with your comb, it keeps the hair steady in the place that you want it. So now I check balance with these two pieces. I don't move forward until I know that those are good. Now, we're gonna move up the section. Remember what I said? Continue to follow the jawline with your partings. And now, I can come through and cut my line because I've already got my guide underneath. So I just follow it, and I want no tension whatsoever on this section, because if I put any tension on it, it's just gonna shift it. I really want it to be zero tension throughout the whole thing. I might even comb this a little bit and continue working that line and let it just kind of naturally play out the way that it wants to. I'm gonna move to the other side. So this line is slightly closed, a little bit diagonal forward. It's not fully balanced across. If I cut a balanced line here, it'll push a little extra weight towards the front, which would be fine. But I really don't want the weight going that extreme, so I'm coming in with it a little bit more. Something you may notice as I'm cutting, I don't have my thumb fully in the scissor. First off, this gets my hand in the way, kind of. So this pulls my hand away from the head. It also gives me more of a flat, drops my elbow. So my elbow, Here, it has to be up in the air. Much harder to cut a straight line. If I come in here and I just take my thumb out of the scissor and have it halfway in, and then I work my way across, just makes it easier to be more consistent in your cut. I'm taking about 1-inch sections up the head. Biggest thing is that you can see through the bottom. I also don't want her head tilt too much because that starts to lie to me as well. Not really the true angle at which the hair is going to sit naturally. Another little trick is I like to go the slightest bit longer than what I see this guide, because that allows the hair to kind of overlap it a little bit, which will make it kind of sit and curve under in the final style. And at this point, bring it all down because I can see through it. Cut my line just the way it is. There you go. See, nice lob shape. Now I move into the sides. This is why it's so great to section the way that I did, because some of you that have cut a bob many times in your life know that right around here is where you can get that hole. But there's no hole because of the density being the same. So now I can be aware as I work into the side, the true side of the head, and bring it down and just continue that length. And it's very simple. I'll do it horizontally, just like I have been doing. And I'm gonna work my sections to mimic the jawline, like this. Slightly angled. I'll bring the hair up, comb it nice and tight at the root, bring it around, flip it out of the way. See kind of where we're at with the rest of this cut and that angle that I want to create the side of it. Come down. Sometimes it's good if they have ears that stick out a little bit more to tap right around there to relieve some tension, and then just come in, finish that cut. Looks pretty nice, right? And now we're going to finish it off on the other side. And we're going to blow this dry and then I'm going to cut into it some more. And just so you know, the very, very front of this might not be balanced yet, might not be the exact same length. It's not, because I comb it back and cut it because she's going to wear it back. So I'm going to continue in that path. I don't really care what it looks like when it falls right in the front of her face. This is a heat styling spray. It's gonna help add shine to the hair, also give you thermal protection. So that's one of the things I will spray in this to start. And then another product that is really good for thermal protection as well is this Neuro Style Prime. It's a blowout primer. It's also a good cutting lotion if you wanted to put that in pre-cut. And then I just work that through, really work that through mid shaft to ends. All right, let's blow dry here. So you guys, if you know me, I like to get the hair about 75–80% dry just with an air dry, but also making sure that I'm aiming the air down and not up too much because I don't want to rough up the cuticle too much. But I don't want to spend all day round brushing. I just want to round brush when the hair is 80% dry. And come in, section out the top. Got the hair about 80% dry here. So see how this bevels over underneath it? That is a little bit because of the fact that I went a little bit longer each time I cut my section. It's now allowing each piece of hair to kind of come around, which bevels this up, gives you some of that volume in it. There's a little trick. So I get the hair in the brush, right? Heat it up, let it cool. While it's cooling there, I hit heat upwards with tension at the very front of the hair. So that breaks down those bonds a little bit, resets them as it cools. You can even hit it with a little cool shot if you want to get it set. And then when you let it go, it'll have a little more kickback to it and a little bit of volume, as opposed to laying right on the forehead. And I'm gonna let that wave kind of just sit in there because I don't wanna disturb it yet until it's fully cool, but that's a good little tip for you guys when you wanna build some volume in the front. And I'm gonna finish it with a Paul Mitchell Invisible Wear Undone Texture Spray. It's not like a typical texture spray, so it doesn't make the hair feel like tacky at all, but it comes out, almost like bursts out. And I'll turn her so you guys can see. You know, it just gives that like fullness. So that's why this is such a great haircut for fine hair, even thick hair, medium hair, curly hair, any hair type, any face shape. This cut is perfect. I would definitely say that this is one of the most versatile hairstyles that we have out there. If you're looking for something that fits every single person that sits in your chair, this is the haircut because it just fits everything. If you guys get a chance to, could you subscribe to the channel? First off, subscribe. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, whatever you're on. And then go follow my TikTok. I'd love that as well, at Free Salon Education. Appreciate all of you guys. You guys are great. This community just keeps growing and I appreciate it very much. Go enjoy your day and I'll see you guys tomorrow.